Hello, fellow fans of underappreciated cinema. Welcome to Jim's Movie Musings. And in this video, I'll be reviewing the little loved 1999 superhero film Mystery Men, which is now out on Netflix. Now, as you can see from my backdrop, I'm quite the fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But that doesn't mean I can't appreciate other superhero movies when they come along. Whether it's from DC or Dark Horse or other relatively obscure properties. And this movie, which I actually saw on cable something like 20 years ago now, has, in my humble opinion at least, aged really well. Mystery Men is the 1999 film by TV commercial and music video director Kinka Usher. Excuse me. And it's not about your typical bunch of heroes. Rather, this one is about the also-rans, the wannabes. And in particular, three friends, Roy, Eddie, and Jeffrey, played respectively by Ben Stiller, William H. Macy, and Hank Azaria, who aspire to be superheroes, but who can never break into the big time. Well, partially because their power set is kind of lame, and, well, partially because they can't really get their act together. But when Champion City's number one crime fighter, Captain Amazing, played in the film by Greg Kinnear, screws up and manages to get himself captured by his arch nemesis, Casanova Frankenstein, played by Oscar winner Jeffrey Rush, well, the wannabes get their moment to shine, only to find that they may be way in over their heads. They're going to need a bunch of new recruits, and fortunately for them, they're able to scrounge up a few friends or a few new allies in the form of the Spleen, played by Paul Rubens, the Invisible Boy, played by Kel Mitchell, and the Bowler, played by Janine Garofalo. Will they be able to save the day? Well, you'll have to watch the movie to find out. Okay, so just right off the bat, okay, I love this movie. It might not show from the numerical score, but this movie is just so much fun. It's everything that I loved about 90s comedies. Well, except maybe for Something About Mary. You don't have any of that screwball gross out stuff. But the wit, the energy, and the fact that you have so many comedic geniuses in one place, like Ben Stiller, Janine Garofalo, Hank Azaria, Paul freaking Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. And it's just so much fun. And you can tell the actors are just having a ball, whether it's Jeffrey Rush camping it up as Casanova Frankenstein. Casanova Frankenstein, what is with these names? That's part of the fun of these things. You have Roy in his secret identity as Mr. Furious. You have Eddie, the shoveler of all things. I mean, and even most outrageously, you have Jeffrey, the Blue Raja. Okay, the Blue Raja, whose costume, for the most part of the movie, doesn't have a hint of blue, who speaks with a fake British accent, and whose superhuman ability is to fling forks with deadly accuracy. I mean, this really isn't your typical superhero movie. And even, it turns things on its head. Well, turns things on their head. Like Captain Amazing, the archetypical superhero who screws up and forces the second stringers to come into play. He's a horse's ass. I mean, he's basically a mishmash of Batman and Superman, but he's kind of an idiot, and his screwing up is the reason why the Mystery Men even have to take action. I mean, up until that point, they're basically just bumbling along, trying to fight crime without actually doing a good job. So yeah, like I said, it's a superhero movie, but definitely not the sort of caliber you're used to seeing from the likes of Marvel or DC. It's got great production value. It's got Oscar winners in the cast and crew, for gosh sakes. Apart from Academy Award winner Jeffrey Rush, it's got multiple Academy Award nominee Marilyn Vance doing the costumes, which are gaudy but nonetheless memorable. It's got a score from an Oscar winner that I'm pretty sure everyone's forgotten by now, Stephen Warbeck. And well, for 1999 effects, for 1999 technology, it's got fairly respectable visual effects. This movie was not $100 million blockbuster, which is kind of sad because even with a relatively frugal budget like 70 million, it still managed to tank at the box office. I mean, in my humble opinion, this movie was a victim of the stink created by, or the backlash against superhero movies that was a result of Batman and Robin flopping. I mean, that movie left a stink that lingered for years until the first X-Men movie by Bryan Singer kind of redeemed superhero movies. And I have a lizard companion in this room. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, for all of this movie's flaws, this movie it's now 22 years old, and in my humble opinion, it's aged extremely well. I mean, the jokes are still funny. It could just be my age showing. And if it wasn't for YouTube's draconian policies on music, I'd probably be sneaking in All Star, which played during the end credits. But yeah, seriously, this movie is one of those underappreciated gems that's currently out on Netflix, so I really would suggest you check it out. Uh, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I know that seems generous, but it's a genuinely good time. It's a genuinely good time at the movies, and considering that, you know, quite a few of us around the world are still confined to home, especially here in Southeast Asia, we still don't get to go see movies. So I would really humbly suggest you guys check this out. It's a lot of fun. You won't regret it. And, this may not be Avengers Endgame, but I'll tell you this. If Avengers Endgame is a steak dinner, Mystery Men is a bag of Doritos. It's still a lot of fun, and it's still, it's still tasty, even though there's a vast gulf of difference in quality. Okay, so I sincerely hope you check the movie out. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you like this video. So if you like what you see, you know what to do. Give us a like and a subscribe.